So, Manny, since we are live at the thumbnail right now, I think we should do something special for this show.
What's that?
Since this is our in-year show, we should resurrect the ghost of Christmas past.
Really?
Yeah, we should resurrect the dead on this show. I've been talking to Kane. I've been talking to Undertaker. I talked to Papa Shango. And I even went to Mortis. And Relic, too. He had a hand into it, too. But he was like that guy in the group project that didn't actually do anything.
Oh, come on, man. Relic is killer spelled backwards. You can't go to Relic.
Exactly. He probably would have killed it.
So we now have to resurrect Eric. Use the powers of these people.
With these people. And they told me all I had to do for someone of his ilk and stature, all you have to do is tell the world that porn is coming. Porn is on the show. This isn't a YouTube show. This is Pornhub.
And he will appear.
Yeah, he will appear. All you gotta do is say it 3 times.
Pornhub, Pornhub, Pornhub,
Pornhub. And whoa! Oh, you're back from the dead.
Where am I?
Clearly eating cereal. Hello, Mr.
Eric,
Back from the dead.
The camera's not even turning on the live. Oh, there it is.
Hello, sirs. I don't know why I'm here. I was just eating me a bowl of cereal.
Looks like porridge.
Do you know what? We resurrect you from the dead, and then the disrespect of eating on the show.
Yeah.
The disrespect further on Thursday. You leave the show to go feed your ghosty mouth.
Unbelievable.
Well, maybe I can gain some respect by this way. Hold on one second.
Oh, what are you about to do? What is he about to do? Oh, he's festive!
You get no respect for being an elf.
he does get respect for being an elf. He's Santa's little helper. He get the tin to the deers, and he get the hammer the toys, and I would offer you to wear a wire because I don't think everything's on the up and up in Santa's workshop at the North Pole.
I mean, but the worst part about this hat, because you guys are both wearing Santa hats, that means I work for you. So technically, your resurrection is totally true. You guys resurrected me from wherever I was at, so I could be your assistant.
It's a Brock party.
Well, we also run the risk of resurrecting you and then have reducing our views.
It's a risk that you take.
All right, but I guess we do an introduction right now.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am, of course, Lord Matty Hayes. I'm joined by
Marcus, the grand finale, and we have resurrected someone from the great beyond. Down there, this is Eric. I don't know who you are. I guess you do your own introduction.
I'm just Eric. Sure. Apparently, I'm the elf today. The grumpy elf.
No, he's Eric the Pornhub.
Oh. Pornhub. Back for more. Back for one more jerk. No. Anyway,
I don't even know why I show up for this abuse.
Eric, how you been? How's the afterlife?
It's okay. I mean, this hat is hot. I don't know if it's gonna make it this whole show.
You think that hat is hot? Look at me.
You made this choice. Remember, you are a Christmas person. I am a Scrooge in more than one way.
So I know that the fact that he's wearing a red shirt and tie, but the fact that he's got the beard on, it just looks like he's wearing a Santa suit.
It does.
Yep. That was the plan. I was like, this works out completely. It literally looks like I'm dressed up as Santa Claus. But not just a Santa Claus, sir. Not a normal Santa Claus. It is Grande Claus. Or, as I like to say, a black Santa Claus. The one that gets booed at all the children's events.
You know, but your Santa Claus, this is gonna give me so much hate when I say this. You kind of got your JR thing going for you because your mouth is kind of crooked with your mustache and stuff.
Wow.
I just.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Hey, I gotta come back. I gotta come back spitting hot fire. That's what I do. Hot fire. That's what I do.
He came back hot.
You know,
Came
from
back
hell.
hot.
how dare he criticize the AEW locker room, although he's right. Let's see how he likes to be criticized.
Eric,
No.
now I have a question, Eric.
Marcus,
About,
before you do that question,
Okay.
before you do that, he didn't come back hot. He came back like his girl. He came back spicy.
Oh, too spicy. So, Eric, I have a question.
Okay.
Since we've resurrected you from a place called hell, Randy Orton has stated multiple times that when he comes down, his time is up and he goes to hell, he's gonna walk to the devil and say, "I'm home." The devil confirmed his fear of Randy Orton coming down there.
Well, you know, I went down there. I went down there and I spoke to the devil. I was like, "Hey, devil, I know it's been a while since I've been here. You seem to change things around."
I like that you're a regular tourist of hell.
He invites me over from time to time. Every time I take hiatuses, Randy's one of his ace goombas. So yeah, Randy's gonna be all right when he gets down there. Marcus, he has a spot for you too.
Oh, special spot.
It's called the grand finale corner.
Oh, nice. It's a special place in hell for me. Thank you.
Place in hell.
For all the abuse that you've given to me.
Oh, thank you.
So
all right.
we
I guess
do
we
have.
go to the show.
Yeah, I've got the feed running from 2 places now. So I've got comments from Facebook and YouTube.
Oh,
so
we're on the books. We're on the book.
Yeah. So we've got Ross Bell saying Christmas brother love over there. And El Luchador, if you're spitting hot, it's an STD, bro.
Wow.
Dang.
Bah humbug.
So, shall we jump into SmackDown?
Yeah.
The final SmackDown that we're going to cover of the year.
Did you watch SmackDown, Eric?
I would not be on this show if I didn't watch it.
Well, I barely watched it.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, there was a certain moment that I didn't agree, and then my attention kind of went away.
Let me guess. When Otis beat Nakamura,
100%.
is that when your panties got into a ruffle, Manny? It's the greater good, man. He's going to the performance center. He's going to the performance center to get better in the ring. He needs these wins.
Jeremy Bishop said someone dug up Eric. We didn't.
We did. It was a full resurrection.
When Eric died, we took his lifeless body and threw him in a ditch.
It was on my grave.
So, Manny, why were you so upset about Otis getting the win over Nakamura?
Oh, hold on, my friend. This is not your show. This is our show.
Marcus, can you ask Manny why he was so upset then?
No. We're going in order. We got to go in order.
Okay, fine. I'll just
We're
sit
doing
here
run
and
down
wait.
the order. We don't jump ahead.
So Kevin Owens kicks off SmackDown. He said that he told his family not to watch what he does to Roman Reigns this Sunday, and that Roman is a hippo and a crate because he uses his family as pawns, not the ones you like, Eric, whilst claiming he cares. Reigns demanded KO acknowledges him and apologizes. KO marches down to the ring before Jay attacks him from behind. In the back, Roman gives the order to end him. Various attacks on KO throughout the night from Jay, with him getting him with chairs and then putting him through a table.
Yes. So, Jay Uso failed to accomplish the goal tonight. He failed. All you had to do was kill him once. When I tell you when I put a hit out on you, Manny or Eric or whoever I put a hit out on, when I put a hit out on you, that guy's supposed to do the job once. I tell you, make sure he don't get up ever again. You're supposed to keep him down. You're not supposed to keep coming back later and see if he okay. Put him down. Check his pulse. See if he stays down. Jay Uso all through the night was failing. But this is counted as a victory for Jay Uso because it's the one time I think since Roman has returned that he did not look down on Jay Uso. He was like, "You did a good job." Eric.
Oh, I because it's not my show. I have to wait for you guys to throw it to me before I just start speaking. But
Well, there was an opening. You could have taken it.
As I would like to say, I think the problem with his management failed Kevin Owens in this situation. The head of the table, the tribal chief, they have put a hit out on this man. This man was beat down senseless many times in the back and all that. It was time for Postman Pierce to say, you know what, Kevin, you need to go home. Or if he didn't want to send him home, he could have sent Jay Uso home. They had to protect this man at all costs. At the end of the show, what Roman and Jay did to Kevin Owens was amazing and also a very traumatic experience. But at the end, the look that Roman had on his face when Kevin Owens crawled up from the grave of chairs, tables, and ladders, and he was still pissed. I was like,
why did you say it in that? Why did you say it in that way?
It's so weird.
I said labels, man.
You called tables, ladders, and chairs, and you said it
Chairs,
differently.
labels, and tables.
I don't know why it came out that
was
way.
so funny the way you said that. I was like,
Everyone
to change the people to chairs, labels, and tables.
I'm so happy to be resurrected and be in front of a microphone again. My words are getting scrambled. It's a little bit, when you return from the dead, your vocabulary doesn't work as well as it used to. And we all know my vocabulary never worked in the beginning.
Very well before then either.
But at this point, I said, for me, this is why SmackDown has been the only show that I have watched consistently since I've been dead. And it's because Roman makes other people great. And at this point, he propelled Kevin Owens to that next level because you want to see TLC to see if Kevin Owens can fulfill his threat. And I just don't know if he can.
Well, I thought the short build with the promos in this with Kevin Owens and stuff was really, really good. But you'd be foolish to bet on KO to win tomorrow.
Is he going to compete? Is he even going to be there? I mean, he showed that he was alive and sitting in those chairs. But I feel like if I was Postman Pierce, I would not clear that man to wrestle. I would not. He's been getting his ass whipped for like 3 weeks straight.
You really wonder, how long is it going to take Roman to walk out to the ring? Because, Roman comes out when he wants to come out. So does he send Jey Uso out to soften him up? Because I don't think a TLC match has any rules, to be quite honest. But, rules change all the time in WWE, so who knows what it is.
Somebody decided to take a buzzsaw to my face. The hell? Why now?
Manny, can I have permission to ask a question?
Yes,
you can ask a question, man.
Hey, Manny said this is not my show, so I can't.
No. You tried to do an intro and you tried to direct the show. That's where we differ, my friend.
You tried to take the Otis part and make that the star of the show. As I just bought.
So my question is that I can. From the little bit of the wrestling that I've paid attention, the two biggest names in professional wrestling right now is probably Roman Reigns because he is the head of the table. And then I guess it's the cleaner, Kenny Omega, because, he's the cleaner again. Of the two entities, who do you guys prefer and why?
The story for me is Roman. Roman's a better story. But, it's intriguing what Kenny's doing. But, there was a picture on Instagram of him claiming all the rings like it's with an infinity gauntlet.
Yeah.
But WWE ain't on there, so that ain't really a gauntlet.
That is all. What about you, Marcus? You don't
have the Soul Stone. he can't get the Soul Stone. Unless he throw one of the Young Bucks off the gorge. Someone he loves. I'm Team Roman and Team Heyman over Team Omega and Callis. I just feel like there's more there. I feel like Roman's better on the microphone. And he's a more physically imposing individual. And I feel like he tells the story better. Kenny just seems like he's kind of goofy. And Callis and them, and I don't know. I feel like Roman, I believe him when he says he's the head of the table. I feel like Kenny's having a good time.
I think for me, since I asked the question,
Roman's a grown-ass man. That's why.
I will answer this question. I think the reason why I'm enjoying Roman more, besides me being a WWE mark, as everyone already knows, is the fact that I think Kenny Omega has done this. He has done this the cleaner gimmick before. So it's like just rehashing what has already been done, and it doesn't feel fresh and new, which kind of bothers me.
Eric, did you really watch that cleaner stuff in New Japan? Because I don't think you did.
No, I didn't. Technically, it is technically new for me. It is, but it's.
But this isn't really the same as that gimmick. This is more the Austin Aries belt collector gimmick that Impact did. Austin Aries was doing the belt collecting and wrestling everywhere, and this is more Kenny Omega doing that. I feel like than actually doing the cleaner gimmick. But it's all the same.
My question: if Kenny Omega showed up on NXT, would that break? Who ratings would it break? Would it break AEW's ratings or NXT ratings?
If he showed up on NXT, NXT gets the ratings.
But I mean, let's say he showed up at a at a pay-per-view or a takeover or something like that, would that then have NXT beat AEW on that Wednesday night in the ratings?
Yes. Well, it'd probably be equal. Yeah. It'd be the same shit. You go back and forth, whichever channel he's on. Like, you're going to go, oh, where's Kenny Omega? He's going to both shows. Oh, okay. Simultaneously? Or, it's, you know.
And
it's going to be this way it is.
I have one more question, but I'll wait till later on.
You got all a lot of questions. I mean, you should have started with your questions at the start of the show instead of talking about the Otis Nakamura part.
Because Manny said that's what got his gears grinded. I just wanted to guess. So, Manny, I'll wait for my question later on.
So we move on to the Street Profits versus Ziggler and Roode. The Profits win, and I didn't know referees could hand out and threaten with suspensions at the end of matches.
He had no power. Those are false threats. Full of shit.
I don't know. This match just seemed okay. Other than that,
Marcus, allow me to go first. It was okay, but what I enjoyed about this match, it's the little subtle things. For the first time in a long time, Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler decided to match, and I enjoy their outrage of being screwed in the match because they tried to cheat by holding the tights, and then the Profits held the tights, and they're just outraged. You know, those little things. But as Manny said, the match was just it was there. It was nothing special, nothing that they were doing anything whatsoever. Right, Mark?
That's built for a docking stag, in which Michael Cole says, now things are about to speed up. I was like, it's Dawkins.
I did not understand why they did that.
Yeah, I was like, it's Dawkins. Things don't speed up with Dawkins, they slow down. Like, I thought it was a solid match. I think Eric should knock points away because both teams wore the same colors.
It was a baby blue that Roode and Ziggler wore. A baby blue versus the Crip blue that the Profits wore.
Now, if I'm correct, are they officially known as the Dirty Dogs? Are they officially calling themselves the Dirty Dogs? So they have it everywhere. Huh? In that video with the one dude who was talking about them Dirty Dogs, they wore a t-shirt called the Dirty Dogs last week, and on their tights this week, they both had Dirty Dogs on there. So they may be officially the Dirty Dogs.
They are probably the Dirty Dogs.
Or no one is calling them Dirty Dogs but themselves. I don't think Vince is okay with this.
Oh, Betty, I'm glad you put that up there.
Marcus, Peter Redding says, is Marcus going to shake his belly like a bowl full of jelly?
You got to wait and see, or subscribe to my OnlyFans. Who knows? I can't wait till that come out. All I need is one subscriber. Extra $20 a month. What happened to you?
When I flipped this over back to the other side, because when I had it over here, it kept hitting the headphone, and then when I flipped it over, it hit me in the eye.
Eric's always got to be the odd man out wearing the alternative Santa hat. No, he's an elf. He's employed.
Santa.
He's employed by us.
He's a proud boy. He's a proud elf.
Jeremy, I didn't want to wear anything. I don't do this Christmas stuff, but they made me to be resurrected. It was one, like since they raised me from the dead, they kind of have control over me. So it kind of sucks.
Well, so your wife appreciated us resurrecting you. I hope you like that. All right.
Well, we move on to the Riott Squad versus Billie Kay. And the newly resurrected Tamina.
It wasn't just one resurrected this year. It's only once or twice a year. You can get Tamina and Brock. They wrestle the same amount of dates per year. But yes, Tamina was back for one night only, the team with Billie Kay. And I may say, when this happened, I felt Christmas came a little bit early. Tamina came out, and I thought for sure that this was going to be the win that Billie Kay deserves. And they were going to beat those Riott Squad, the Riott Squad.
So, we got Billie Kay here.
Yes.
We've got her. We've also got her resume.
Yes.
I'm adding charitable to that resume, as she gave Tamina some TV time.
She's giving TV time to people who been in the company 10 years. I like that Manny has had 4 times as many matches as Tamina, wins and losses.
No, but I like the fact that, do you know SmackDown, they have the facts on the side when some people come to the ring?
Yes.
Why is Tamina's facts mother of 2 children? Because that's a fact.
It is a fact. It's why she doesn't compete as much as often, and it's why she isn't as good as she should be, because she's a mother of 2 children. She's a mother of two
And
children.
then Ross says, never forget, lads, murder is murder. Doesn't matter if you're Chris Benoit or Tamina's old man.
Wow. Shout out to Jimmy Snuka. Did you see him down there?
Well, gentlemen, this is where I would, you guys have been doing this whole thing, hashtag Tamina. Sorry, not Tamina.
Tamina deserves better?
Billie Kay deserves better. And quite frankly, gentlemen, I think she's gotten better. If you look at the trajectory of where Peyton Royce is at, when the whole point of breaking up the Iconics was because Vince said he saw something in Peyton Royce to make money. Clearly, that was not the case, because now from this picture that I see, she is stuck with Lacey Evans, who has been rebooted more times than a computer running Windows 95. But the problem with this is that Billie Kay is probably one of the most entertaining entities in WWE. This is a point of SmackDown where I actually called Marcus on the phone and I said, Marcus, this is a great moment because Tamina and Billie Kay could work out. Unfortunately, Billie Kay got a little overzealous and tagged herself into the match, and they end up losing. But I felt a spark of chemistry right then and there. And quite frankly, Billie Kay is doing far better than Peyton Royce, and I'm happy for her.
If you were close to saying anything negative about Billie Kay, I would have removed you from the show.
What makes you think that I would say something negative about Billie Kay?
Because you're the hater.
You do hate a lot of stuff. I do agree with you, Eric. The whole fact that Billie Kay is getting better, but the campaign continues because not only does she deserve better than this, she deserves better than where she's at. She needs a better tag partner. And I believe once she gets the greatest tag partner of all time, Tessa Blanchard, it's gonna be amazing. She's not getting Tessa.
Ross said we talked about this match longer than what it was. My other question I have watching this is that what is this that they're trying to do between Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan? It's not Liv Taylor. It's Liv Morgan. Like this overly
Liv Tyler.
This they're overly affectionate with each other. I'm like, are we really going with that whole Joker Hollerkin kind of situation, or what is going on?
I think they're just gonna break up again.
Oh, okay.
I see that. I feel like it's the same shit they've been doing in the Rise School. I really haven't paid attention to it
because I read somewhere that they were gonna revive the Liv Morgan lesbian character again.
Hey,
but it didn't work when it was living before, so why bring it back?
Because it was the wrong people.
Okay.
Because next time they do it, they're going to have another lesbian in there. That's Sonya Deville. Back for the dead. If she ever comes back.
She's doing well. I follow her on Instagram. She's doing well.
Ross, we do talk about Billie Kay matches longer than their actual matches because this is, while it may say the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, it's really the Billie Kay fan club podcast.
Yeah. That's what we've actually become over time. This is really all we're doing.
Man, do you agree with Jeremy that the Riott Squad should be doing better?
They do. There is stuff that they could do, but like I don't think they're very fond of the women's tag team titles anyway. So,
Manny, correction. They're not fond of any tag team titles in WWE. Let's just be honest right there.
When realistically, whoever's going to tag with Asuka tomorrow, it's basically going to be another tag team that doesn't get along with each other.
So let me ask you.
It's going to be Charlotte. It's going to be Charlotte.
Who do you want it to be, Marcus? Do you want it to be Charlotte?
It's going to be Charlotte. I want it to be Charlotte. It's going to be Charlotte. One, it's going to piss everybody off, which apparently that's what I do for a living. I like that. And two, it makes the most sense. She needs to get revenge on Nia Jax for taking her out.
And Manny, who do you want?
Well, originally, I think it's not who I want, who it's going to be. It's who I want. And I want it Sonya. Because she's gonna put it on ya.
Like I follow Kairi Sane on WWE, on Instagram, and she's been posting a lot of WWE stuff and talk about how she missed her best friend. And I'm like, I don't know if she's just trolling the company, but I would love for the Sky Princess to come back.
She's still in the company.
I mean, Sky Pirate.
She works in Japan division, which is apparently a secret thing.
I really want her to be the unknown lady in the Boa and the Shiley story.
But Kairi Sane got dark.
Because I think if you think back, they were the last serious women's tag team champions, unless you count the role models, which we all knew that was just a point to get Sasha and Bayley to break up with each other.
Yeah, that counts as serious. They were serious. They were serious at one point.
I mean, clearly
that was that one time when tag team wrestling in the WWE actually mattered.
So speaking of Sasha Banks, we move on to the segment involving Sasha Banks and Carmella. Yes. Carmella called Sasha sad and desperate. She also states that Sasha is in unknown territory, as this is her longest title run, and she don't know what to do.
It's like fact.
Speaking man, straight facts.
She doesn't know what to do.
Sasha comes to the ring, beats up the Sommelier, which every time I wrote this today, it kept changing it, auto-correcting to Somalian. Once again.
Yeah. So why you always typing Somalian? Why you always typing Somalian, Manny? What Somalian are you emailing?
Much like you, I can't spell or type properly some days. Sommelier is very close to typing Somalian, so I was spelling Sommelier incorrectly.
It's really difficult. It's really difficult to spell either way. I can't.
That man got a great palate, people. He has a great palate. Do not judge him. He ain't got no squabbles, but he got a great palate.
This is the second time he's been beaten up by Sasha Banks, which I think at this point, I think it's perfectly in his right to drop her.
Well, he yanked that leg kind of hard. He yanked that leg really hard.
Let me tell you this about the Sommelier, and he was ready to do some damage. He was ready to get his redemption tonight. As soon as Michael Cole yelled, "It's boss time," he hopped out that ring, rolled up his fist, and was ready to lay her ass out on TV. Because I bet you his mama called him and said, "You can't be getting beat up on TV by no Sasha Banks." And then he can go, "She a Mandalorian. I'm gonna have to get her ass beat." Anyway, he was ready. Got her ass beat.
I mean, for me personally, I think he might be the worst sommelier ever, though, because the champagne.
No, he's good.
The champagne he provided for this ordeal looks like it was a bunch of Cook's champagne. And if anybody has had Cook's, no, that's probably the cheapest champagne that you can buy. I didn't understand. Where was the Ace of Spades? Where was the Rosé at? There was nothing down there but Cook's.
Hold on, Eric. Eric, this is why he's a good sommelier. This is why. Because when Carmella tasted that champagne, what did she say about it? This is some cheap ass, knockoff brand ass, sorry ass, worthless ass champagne here.
Wait, it tastes like Sasha Banks.
Yeah, he made an excellent selection. He did his jop, Eric.
Yeah,
he made you realize that. He did his job. Bravo to the Somalian.
But where was his charcuterie plate? Where was the charcuterie plate at? I mean, you gotta have meats and cheese to go.
And he was cooning enough in there, okay? He was cooning enough.
Hey, man, he didn't have socks on, man.
I know. He deserves to get his ass sweep every time I see him.
This overall feud, I feel like it's been mostly carried by Carmella, because Sasha Banks has clearly done nothing other than beat up this man.
And get her to get that ass whooping. When Sasha appeared in full, I'm gonna be a hoochie outfit tonight. I honestly don't know her outfit was not built for fighting. She seemed like she should have came to that arena ready to fight, but she looked like she was ready to go dancing or something.
Yeah, she was like a background dancer for Janet Jackson or something from the Rhythm Nation tour. Like, I don't know.
I mean, because Carmella wasn't dressed for fighting, but she had her sommelier to jump him and it worked out. But Sasha's outfit told me she deserved to get her ass whooped, and it is more proof from Carmella that she don't know what she's doing. She don't know what she's doing.
I agree with Manny when he pointed out what Carmella said, that Sasha is in uncharted territory right now. She has never had it more than 30 days, and she doesn't really know what to do. And I don't know if it's the resurrection talking, but honestly, I can't believe it. I'm actually more pro Carmella in this situation because she is carrying this feud, like Manny said. It is. I'm tuning in to see Carmella. And Sasha is not really providing anything extra to the situation, which might be the only proof that she can only feud with Bayley. Because, go ahead.
No, I'm going to disagree with you on that. It's hard to feud when you're the exact same character as the person.
Yeah, and
he's basically playing her. He's playing the opposite of herself. Like, how do I talk shit about you when I'm basically doing the same thing?
But
I'm in the face role now.
Let me counter.
That's where she's at.
Let me counteract that to you, Marcus, because Bayley and Bianca are in similar situations. They were talking about each other's attire when they are actually wearing the same exact attire. They kind of have a very, I mean, Bianca says she's the greatest, the fastest, the bestest, and all that, and Bayley claims she's also the best. So it has similarities to it, but
Bayley claims she's the because she is better.
No, she didn't say it like that. She said the ER.
The ER, sorry, the I don't care. She can be George Clooney all she wants.
Okay, so we move on to this bit, the part that I felt SmackDown took an interesting turn, where it was Otis versus Nakamura. Seriously, what the fuck?
Hold on, I knew Nakamura wasn't winning based on his outfit. We said last week on his outfit, he looked slim, he had his arms showing, he looked ready to go. This week, he wore the jumpsuit. He was like, I'm losing tonight. Manny, go with your emotions on how you feel about this, and I'll let Eric go, and then I go with the last part of this.
Normally I'm engaged when I'm watching SmackDown. The moment this happened, my engagement levels dropped. I was not ready to pay attention. I didn't really pay attention to the Bayley and Bianca Belair match, which was a solid match, but we get onto that in a bit. I completely switched down. It was like I was running on autopilot once that happened.
I mean, me coming in the situation, I mean, Nakamura and Cesaro have been relegated to the tag team division for a lot longer than they've probably been single competitors in this situation. I understand we're on the process of the rebuild of Otis and the relationship that he's having with Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy. I'm actually enjoying the storyline of, especially when, he's telling him, you do what I don't tell you to do. Like, he's confusing the hell out of Otis, and I'm enjoying that. I'm okay with Nakamura losing in this situation. Otis is a younger star for their company, and Vince wants to make some type of money. And I can guarantee you, when fans get back into the building, you can make more money from Otis than you can from Nakamura right now.
Okay, let's change this question up a bit.
Oh,
are we going to get Marcus' response though?
No, who's going to make? No, we're going off your point. We go off your point first, and then we go to Marcus. Who's going to make more money, Keith Lee or Otis?
Otis, without hesitation.
Oh. Are you saying he got that that Vince color skin? Oh, he's from Detroit.
He's from Detroit.
He's a Motor City Machine Gun.
He's from Detroit, yes.
Oh. So, I'm going to chime in on this whole Otis and thing is, to me, when it happened as if I don't think there was a bigger Nakamura fan than me out there. I'm huge on it. And the fact this was the completion of the end of Nakamura of any type of whatever value when Otis beat him. But it was as expected, I think, at this point. Because, to be honest, Nakamura hasn't done nothing. And I'm going to say, has done nothing in probably about 5-6 years. Since after the Royal Rumble. He hasn't actually did anything.
He has, Marcus. He's collected a paycheck. And that's why he resigned.
He was in the Continental Champion.
Do you remember a single match other than the time he lost it when he was in a Continental Champion? Nothing.
I don't even remember the time he lost it.
Yeah, he's done absolutely nothing in this company. And for people to be shocked that he jobbed out, he's been a jobber for years. This isn't anything new. I don't know where Otis became the level of this is when I get outraged. But there should have been outrage on numerous other matches in which he has lost. Just straight up lost. And I feel like this is status quo for Nakamura in this company, in which he hasn't technically been properly built since the NXT days or his Royal Rumble days. And so the greatest thing, I don't even have the outrage anymore because it is expected at this point.
And the greatest thing about it, I don't think Nakamura cares. Nakamura is living a life. He's getting a great paycheck. He doesn't work that much. He shows up on Friday. And it's like, he's happy with it. I think his fans may be unhappy with it because they know the greatness that he once had. But we also have to realize that he's kind of old now. So maybe he doesn't have that big match in him anymore. Or maybe he's saving it for that one big occasion where he can have that big match.
But in the end, is this going to matter in the grand scheme? Is anybody going to remember Shinsuke Nakamura and Otis? Is anybody, this seems like it ruined some people's day.
Somebody
and
will.
Manny's one of them.
Marcus, somebody will remember this, and that is Manny. Manny is. He said he checked out Marcus.
And guess what? This may be on the quiz in 2021.
and I will get that all
wrong. The quiz in 2021. It's happened in 2020.
Because cutoff, there was a cutoff, and I didn't include TLC or anything, so this is gonna have to go in it.
Marcus, I just looked up. Nakamura is 2 years away from his prime, so he has 2 more years to become prime again. He's only 40.
Nakamura is still he can still. It's not like, for me, wins and losses don't matter anymore, especially in WWE or anywhere else. It doesn't matter. Like, if you want to build somebody, you can all of a sudden just build. At one point, Jinder Mahal was the WWE champion. So, you can lose 1,000,000 times in a row, and then all of a sudden they can get behind you and push you. Right now, Carmella's feuding with Sasha, and Eric is actually enjoying Carmella, who was a jobber running circles around with R-Truth.
I'll put it this way. I think Tamina had a better record than Carmella at one point before she was taken off camera. So you're right. We could also look at Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was relegated to like obscurity, kind of like Nakamura was. And next thing you know, now he's main eventing with the big dog. I'm sorry, the head of the table at TLC. So WWE can change their mind at any second. Hell, Drew McIntyre was let go. Now he is the WWE champion.
Does anybody have any thoughts on this? That was it. That was it. I just say there's no outrage. I still like the outrage is on overblown. It was expected.
I felt for the storytelling of the Alpha Academy, because I'm looking more forward to when either Gable screws Otis or Otis somehow screws over Gable. I don't know.
You're looking for a different storyline.
As I told Marcus, because he asked me, Eric, why don't you watch Hulu Raw? And I was like, I don't watch Hulu Raw because I like some of the stuff that they cut out. Like, I enjoyed the backstage segment with Gable and Otis, because Otis has no idea what Chad Gable was talking about, because Otis has never won. He's never won before. This is like Sasha Banks for him. This is new territory, and I like it.
So we move on to the Sammy Awards, where Sammy awards himself Comeback of the Year and Match of the Year.
He deserves them.
And then he announces Big E as Superstar of the Year.
Okay. I'm going to chime in and say, on some of these awards, you can make an argument that he might be right. He may not get Comeback of the Year over Roman or whoever, but the Match of the Year with him and Jeff Hardy and AJ was a really good match. that he awarded 2 other people. I don't know if they get the award too, but and Superstar, he almost won all the awards. He almost sweeps, and a lot of things he was saying was kind of justified. He has an argument.
And I like that these weren't really slammies. They were just like action figures on tins of beans.
Like, for me, what sold it for me was Sammy took this serious, and Sammy is one of my favorite performers in WWE, and he's also an individual who was relegated to an area that Nakamura is right now, and now he's being prominent.
Lower. He was a main event, I think.
My favorite thing about this, I know Manny put the picture of the nut shot that Big E gave to Sammy. My favorite was when he gave him the stiff arm. Like, it was the stiffest stiff arm. It was like, I'm saying my acceptance speech at this point. And I enjoyed this for whatever nonsensical reason that you can enjoy wrestling for. This is what I watch wrestling for, so they don't take itself too seriously. And clearly this is what this was. I mean, true, I was not too happy with Big E's attire, but hey.
I was okay with it. It fits the Big E realm of reality.
Eric, you're going to have so much fun on Wednesday when we both get the Garganos, Christmas at the Garganos, and then whatever, the Christmas episode of the AEW.
Am I getting Christmas at the Garganos on Wednesday?
Christmas at the Garganos Wednesday.
Yep.
With the Way?
Yeah.
Oh,
the entire Way will be there.
I ain't watched NXT in a while, but I do know about the Way, and I'm all down for the Way. But there's Christmas at AEW too?
Yeah.
I think they're doing a Christmas story.
Well, I think it involves the Inner Circle, so you know where that goes.
So you know what I like about the Way, Manny and Marcus? I like that the 2 people that they brought into the Way are more sinister than the 2 people who started the Way. They're more sinister than the Garganos. As we all know, Austin Theory has a checkered past, and Indy Hartwell look like she'll cut somebody. She really do without asking questions later. I can't wait for the way.
So we do move on to Bianca Belair versus Bayley. So we already covered that Bayley is now going by the because she's better. But I like the way that this match ended because the rake of the eyes does not nearly happen enough.
No, it doesn't.
That was some old school ass. I'm gonna beat you the old fashioned way. No turnbuckle pad removal. No outside distraction. Good old fashioned rake of the eye to the finish.
And I think Bayley, with this feud with Bayley's gonna move Bianca Belair way higher than she was because her move to the main roster coming off after WrestleMania wasn't great. No. It was a kind of a stumbled debut, and this feud's gonna elevate her to places where she wasn't, where she should have been, come her original debut in March, or was it April? Something around then.
You know, for me, I could say I'm happy that Bayley is separated from Sasha because, you know, I was wrong, and I don't admit this often. I thought Bayley was holding Sasha back, but no, Sasha's holding Bayley back. I can make money with Bayley. Bayley is hilarious. She's insane, and she's what you need as a bad guy. She's like a milder version of what Roman Reigns is right now. To go out and call yourself the ER because you're better than the greatest, the fastest, and only because she ran track. Damn it, Bayley did cross country, and she was the captain of her basketball team. Damn it! So go ahead, Bayley.
That basketball team. Anybody can be a captain of a basketball team if the team really does suck.
And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people were extremely happy when Bayley decided to mock Belair in the match when she did her slapping of the hip move, because people was like, yeah, because you know Bayley don't let it show that much. But I digress.
He knows his girls. Marcus,
he knows his girls. He knows his girls. I'm gonna say the Bayley and Bianca interactions, promos, and led up to the match was the best thing. Well, you know, other than the Roman stuff, and the KO and all that, this was the best part of SmackDown for me. I thought it was a logical feud where people were going back and forth, and they had this build up of good versus evil or whatever the hell they're saying. Just they had counter arguments, and then you have a match that was actually really good. Bianca looked invincible at some points and looked really strong. Bayley made her look good, and she lost with the rake of the eye. And we're gonna revisit this. And I was like, this is well done. Everything about this was good. Beyonce's chasing Bayley. Once she gets past Bayley, I guess she goes after Sasha or Carmella, whoever is the champ. But I thought it was a good elevation for Bianca. This is the best she's looked at on a show.
Go on, Eric.
I do have one concern because I'm afraid that we're going to go down this road that I don't want to go down the road because they don't hide the fact that Montez and Bianca are together. And I can see where teaming Bayley with Ziggler and Roode can elevate them some because she's a bigger star than both of them. But I really don't want to see a 6-person mixed tag that I can see going down the road with the Street Profits against Bayley and Ziggler and Roode. I can see that happen.
They did it with Vega, Andrade, and Garza.
I know, and I just don't want to see it happen. But to give Roode and Ziggler some credibility, it could help with being associated with Bayley.
Would you have booked the ending of this match, Ziggler and Roode costing Bianca the match? Therefore, that's the reason for everybody to be upset.
No,
you would have went that route. I feel like that's a pretty that may have been better than the eye rake.
I don't think you're very far from that actually happening.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Bianca's gonna lose again, and it is okay because she's the hero in this situation. So the hero has to face some adversity. The eye rake was perfect for me because, as Manny said, when's the last time we've seen an eye rake and actually somebody win with the eye rake? And so, go ahead.
So my thing is, we're getting closer to the Royal Rumble. Bianca Belair had a really good showing last year when she was already under the NXT umbrella.
Can't breathe.
Is she shoo-in? Do you think she's got a good chance of winning the Royal Rumble this year? Well, next year.
Yeah,
I think she does. Yeah, I think she does. I think she actually could win it this year because I don't see any other front runners taking this Rumble unless they somehow got Becky healthy enough to just go, throw one person over the rope and show them back up in April. There's nobody else that's a front runner to win that Rumble because you got Shayna and Nia Jax doing their thing with Lana. You would never go Natty. No one ever goes Natty. Mandy Rose ain't gonna do nothing. Carmella doesn't seem like it fits her to win, or Sasha. So I think she has a running.
I think for me right now, this is probably going to be one of the more exciting Royal Rumbles that we're going to have in a long time because there's no clear-cut person to be the winner of either the men. Don't say that.
Well, you've also got the loomings of Tessa Blanchard being in that Rumble.
Yeah, but like Tessa is fine for what she is, but she doesn't deserve the Ric Flair treatment. She's not that person.
I would give her the Ric Flair treatment if we were able to get Tully with her.
Oh, but here's the thing about Tessa. The thing about Tessa is that why would I do that when I have the NXT women's locker room? I can use any one of them to do whatever Tessa could do right now in that Rumble. Like a Rhea or Raquel into that Rumble automatically gives you a monster in that Rumble.
We all know who's going to win this Rumble. We already know. And I said it early, the Ric Flair treatment. Who better to give the Ric Flair treatment than the returning Charlotte Flair in this situation?
Can't have it 2 years in a row. Can't have that.
No, that's disturbing.
It's disturbing, but it's also how Vince thinks, man, because you don't have Becky. You can really
Charlotte
build.
Don't need it.
Chris ain't even in the chat, but he'd be furious at you.
Yeah, he's in the dark zone where I was at. I can't even tell you who the women's champion is on Raw right now.
Asuka.
Oh, it's Asuka. Damn, man.
She's busy.
She's trying to get those tag belts.
So,
Bianca could win it. Bianca could do it.
So, the end of SmackDown is Kevin Owens gets buried under what he called his friends were last week.
Manny, can I pause you real quick? Just one question. So Marcus, you said Bianca could win it. But the question is, can Sasha hold on to the title to get Bianca versus Sasha at WrestleMania?
No. It may end up. Maybe Bayley will win the Rumble, or Bayley wins it, or Bianca beats Sasha for the title, and then we revisit. Who knows? I don't know where we at going with this.
I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Well, KO gets buried. That's it.
He did. He rose from the grave like me and sat up in a chair and said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get you, Roman.
Can I tell you what the problem was? I don't know who's in charge. It's full kayfabe right here. I don't know who's in charge of putting together the SmackDown show. But who said, Roman, you're going to come out there? Was it who? KO's going to go out there. At the end of the show, Roman's going to address the people on what he really feels. A final address. I don't feel like who booked that show was logically together in that. Like, they were just setting up KO to die because he had already killed him multiple times. There was no reason for Roman to come back out there. No reason.
One of my favorite moments that happened that we didn't talk about earlier is when, Kevin started off the show and he got frustrated because, Roman wouldn't come out to the ringside. So we took a commercial break and Kevin is going to the back and you go past the big screen that's by Roman's locker room and you see that Roman's interest is paused on the screen, but Kevin doesn't notice this and he's knocking on the door and then here you come with Roman walking out to the ring. I was like, man, just swerving. Like these little things I enjoy. Like when Roman and Jay are in the back and then Kayla's right there to do an interview and then you see the staring under the tables, the ladders and the chairs. And the next thing he sits up a chair and then Roman walks off so pissed off. And I asked the question to you guys, who will beat Roman? Who takes the title off of Roman?
Eric, we talk about the women's Royal Rumble. Can you see Seth winning the men's Royal Rumble and going after Roman and being the savior of and be Roman and Seth at Mania?
I get what you're saying, but the sad part, who I wanted? And I was like, this is the one time where the loose cannon, Dean Ambrose, would be a great person to be Roman, like to be the counterpart to Roman. Just imagine. And I know this ain't gonna happen because apparently Jon Moxley is extremely happy in AEW. But hell, Renee is pregnant now. Who knows what could happen? But if he showed,
you want to come back for money?
You gotta take care of that kid. If he showed up in the Rumble and won the Rumble to face Roman, I think that will put butts in seats. I think it would.
All right. I believe Jeremy has Jay or Big E winning the Rumble.
If Bianca Belair wins the Royal Rumble, Big E ain't winning the Royal Rumble. He's done it before when Asuka won the Royal Rumble and Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble, and they did it for Japan. But
yes.
But that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Doing it for the black people. That ain't happening again.
Manny, is Big E beating Sammy though on Sunday?
I didn't think that was a match
yet.
I thought they announced that it was a match, but I could be wrong.
They may have. I'm not sure. If it's a match, I don't have Big E beating Sammy.
I don't have Big E beating Sammy.
I got shenanigans.
So yeah, that was the end of SmackDown. SmackDown was a bit Other than Roman and what you got from Bayley, it was a bit of a meh kind of show.
Manny, I disagree because this actually made me want to call Marcus from the grave and say, please resurrect me so I can be a part of this show, because there were so many little stupid things that I enjoyed about the show. The sommelier might be my favorite character in WWE right now because he's useless. Like when he went to go stop the ramp, he can't handle Sasha. So what was he going to do at the ramp when she came down anyway? He was
going to hold it.
Well, this is the same guy that got fooled by Timothy Thatcher in an exhibition.
He is the same guy.
Who saw his work in the Thatcher segment and was like, he would be great for the main roster? Or did Vince just go to Triple H? You got a guy? Let me get a guy. What's he got to do? Nothing.
Jeremy, really. Feel good moment. Leon Ruff wins the Royal Rumble. That's a stretch. That is a bigger stretch than anything ever happening.
Let me tell you something,
that's
Jeremy.
Like Tamina main event WrestleMania.
Jeremy, let me tell you something. If you want to if we want to talk about hippos in the crates or hypocrites, if Leon Ruff won the Royal Rumble, there would be so many people. What the fuck is WWE doing? Why would they waste this? Like they would.
They already did that when they put the North American title on him.
Exactly. We were probably the only trio who supported the rough period of Leon Ruff.
Wasn't that just because it suited our narrative? It wasn't because we weren't supporting him. It was more it suited our narrative.
So,
but I like the kid either way.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to hear you guys' show on Thursday. But did you guys discuss the possibility of WWE? We're talking about doing a NXT minor leagues.
Oh no, that came out recently.
That came out like yesterday.
I think I think it's just so writers can get used to it, and then like other
get over. They were gonna have Gabe Sapolsky, who used to do Ring of Honor back in the day, in charge of it, but because of
they need to Revolve as well.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, you're gonna have a minor leagues for NXT, which is kind of interesting in itself, but
well, it does stop a lot of people at NXT who are like not getting the TV time because NXT is a main show now, and it's like it's stopped being a developmental brand because it's actually a real show now.
Yeah, they
like,
need
who's developing out of Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne after you watch them this week? No one developing out of that. Those are just two people.
Are you going to be able to watch? Are you going to be able to watch the amount of stuff going on? Because that, like NXT developmental, is kind of something I would want to watch, but like there's already so much going on.
Yeah, that'll be another hobby show, like my NXT UK or
205
whatever
Live.
else. 205 Live, whether I tune in on MLW or not, or if I peek in on an Impact for a second. Those are just hobby shows.
But for me, I don't think that it would be meant for you to watch it. I think it would be meant for the higher ups to watch it to see who was ready for that next level.
But like, do you know when NXT was just on the network?
Yeah.
When people were on the come up, that was when that was probably like NXT now on TV is great, but like when we were getting like early Sasha, early Bayley, that stuff was when it was at its best.
The 1 hour show, the little nugget that was just like,
So,
this is my
Benny,
little show.
you missed the old NXT, huh? You know, like the old NXT when it was very niche. Like it was very niche. Like it was like you watched it because you wanted to see who was going to be the next big stars. Like
yeah, but then there was also a news story yesterday where AEW talent were getting yelled at backstage. Not for the JR stuff. It's with people are not catching the divers properly.
Just don't dive as much.
That's the way you solve it. Don't dive as much. Like you don't have to have a dive in each match. I think it came out as the numbers that the suicide dive has surpassed the most used move.
That was a kayfabe joke.
Oh well, shit! It's true.
That's kayfabe news.
I think it beat up the roll up the schoolboy.
I'm sure it beats out a lot of things. To be honest, the punch is still number one. If you want to count down.
No, I mean I think AEW
chopping the punch.
Like AEW just really needs to tidy up its product. It's just one of those things where it's the same thing over and over again. It's as Marcus, his old analogy, you can give me steak every day. And eventually I'm going to get tired of steak. I want something else. And that's what AEW does. They're not really, they're cake. Not shaking things
they're cake.
They're not shaking. It was cake. I know. I was just thinking about steak. They're
steak,
not.
If you eat steak every day, you're going to have a heart attack eventually.
Not if you exercise. Not if you exercise. If you can balance it out. But like, it's one of those things that AEW promised a lot of change, and the only change that they have brought is that they're bringing in more people in that we may have never seen or something of that nature. But at the end of the day, they're all doing the same thing over and over again, and it's frustrating. That's all.
Well, given that we haven't been able to talk to you about AEW in quite some time, I know you were quite fond of this man, Jungle Man. How do you like his teaming with Brian Pillman Jr.?
The Hollywood Blondes, I think that's what they're going by. The Varsity Blondes.
Varsity Blondes. Griff Garrison.
Like it. I think it's a very good tag team that they're getting. I think it's a tragedy that they're in AEW because I don't think they can grow and learn tag team wrestling. I think that they would have really benefited if they would have went to New Japan and really learned how to wrestle as a cohesive unit, because I was a fan of Griff Garrison. I think I was a huge fan of Brian Pillman's father. So like I think you can have something magical with them, but AEW shows that they don't know how to market all the teams that they have on their roster. I haven't watched it, but the fact that the Hybrid 2 still doesn't get the respect that they deserve, and sure, I think we all agree Angelico should be on his own and as a single competitor.
Go watch Cody versus Angelico. It's a really good match.
I'm pretty sure it was, because Angelico was one of the shining stars in Lucha Underground. Like, the fact that they have him with Jack Evans and then they don't use him with Jack Evans is disappointing. But when it comes to like their black tag teams, yes, AEW has black tag teams. They had the Private Party. The Private Party was then replaced with the brothers who are Top Flight.
Well, they've been replaced. We've got the Acclaim now.
We're at the Acclaim now.
And now with the Acclaim, who was one of Lashley's sisters. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like, we just keep... What do you have debuting?
I'm going to be part of the Acclaim now. I've got a chain.
Yeah, you got a chain. There you go. You're official. They just keep debuting teams and not giving us any team an identity. The only team that has an identity really is FTR, who are just around kind of right now.
So we have 2 emails. First one from the current ESPN champion. So now that Brandy is pregnant, can we drop this awful storyline with her and Jade? I feel bad for Cody because he has to know how awful his wife is at wrestling. But he keeps trying to give her things to be involved with. I have a theory that this pregnancy is part of a storyline, but if that's the true end game, people need to write these emails properly, man.
Eddie, people don't realize that my job that I did of trying to clean this stuff up, everybody was like, Eric, you're still. I was like, no.
But if that's a true end game, would still be a Brandy versus Jade match. And I say yet again, nobody wants this. Anyway, stay safe and good luck on your move to the Manny Mansion. Hang on. Is everyone moving? Oh, wait, I'm moving.
You're moving to the Manny Mansion.
No, there was a narrative of if everything got bad over there, everyone was coming over here.
Oh, yeah. We're still going.
I'm still one of my goals.
The Civil War is still happening.
One of my goals
until that man is out of office. There's a Civil War coming.
You got to make it to London just so we can meet Manny and give him his proper due diligence. You know,
you're gonna beat me up.
Whatever.
Let me show you the dupes. Let me show you. Let me see something right here.
We got it for you. Hey, you know what, Manny? We promised to tag when we beat your ass. We promised to tag.
we one of those handicap matches.
One of those handicap matches.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, and then we get DQ'd. Manny, we will get DQ'd for not leaving the ring in the middle of our sets.
You got to remember, though, I'm also from the ends.
Oh, shit.
Marcus, It means it's run-ins galore. That guy from upstairs, we got to watch out for.
Manny's going to go on a stunner tirade. It's like,
aside from the next email I've got to read, we have some really nice feedback in the chat from Peter Redding. You guys have made this year a lot more bearable, and I'm very grateful for that. Well, thank you.
Woo! Thank you.
We're glad we're able to make things a little bit more easier for some people.
And honestly,
can I ask a question back to the last
before
email?
Before you go, I just want to say, Peter, I'm gonna double down on your thing. We really need to praise Manny and Marcus for the hard work they have put in this year to try to make this YouTube channel as popular as they could possibly do. They have really busted their ass with their watch-alongs with the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. It's really impressive of the work, and I know 2021 will be another year where they're going to even put in more hard work going forward.
Really work. I probably got to work for real in 2021. Only reason I'm able to put in more work here is because I don't have a job.
So Peter said, I would come and tag with Manny, but I'm tier 2 and now he's tier 4. They've added a new one just for London.
Manny?
I've given up on the tiers. I don't even know what rule counts.
Remember, we're still in phase 1 over here. I don't know what these tiers are. Could you please explain to us the tier of tier 2 and tier 4?
Tier 1 means you're Gucci, innit? You can do whatever you want. Really? Well, no, wait. Tier 1 is like precaution. That's like, okay, wear a condom. She's a bit sketchy, just wear one. Tier 0 is you're all good, you're married.
Okay.
Tier 2, there's tier 2 medium and there's tier 2 high. And that's where things start getting a bit confusing. Tier 2 means you can just go to a pub and drink naturally and converse with other people, given you're in like if you're in like a group of 6 living in the same household and some stuff like that. But like, there's no way of judging that. How do you prove you live in the same household? And then tier 3 is basically you're kind of on lockdown. You can only do the bare minimum. But tier 4, I don't even know what that is anymore. I've just given up.
So my question was, when he said his email, is that there's speculation that I haven't heard it. There's speculation that this Cody Brandy storyline or pregnancy could be a storyline. That could be the one where people I think would be enough because they're gonna have to kill that baby, right?
No, I mean she is actually posting pictures of her baby bump, so I think she's actually legitimately pregnant.
She could have just eaten. She could have eaten something.
Manny,
no, I believe she's pregnant. Eric, I believe she's pregnant.
Let's put it this way. I think there's things that people at AEW get away with, but a fake pregnancy would be the end of the days. But as I told Marcus, the greatest thing about this is like 20 years from now, I'm gonna be in my 60s. Hopefully, I'm still living. But we might see baby Cody, baby Moxley, and baby Lynch and Rollins going against each other in the ring. You always say, "Oh, I remember when their parents was fighting," like the next generation, which is quite interesting to me.
The female version of the Shield.
No, I don't want that.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it. The Shield. All right, go ahead to the next one. We got another email.
We got another email from Chris. He's got. Why is he spelled "What's up" with a Z?
Manny, would you like me to read this email for you? Because I do have that email.
Yeah, please. Because
because I understand the concept that Manny. It's the one that's entitled.
Still get email in hell.
It's the one that's entitled "Bad Habits in NXT," correct?
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, with some of these emails that I've been reading, they're written in a specific way that Americans talk, and I don't talk like that. So it comes off really weird when I say it, and it's especially like when. So I will purposely, if it says "ass," I change it because it don't come naturally for me to say that. So I will say arse.
It's just like your zebra, like Z instead of how we say Z. You guys said Z.
Well, I've been making this podcast. I've been making the overlays on this quite English anyway because the way I've been writing the date on them on purpose.
It's all right, man. I don't care. We can't tell the difference. So this email comes from Brother Chris. He says, "What's up? What's up? What's up? Who was your favorite extra character that Martin played on Martin?" Manny, first, did Martin even exist in the UK?
It did, but I didn't really watch it.
Okay, Marcus, who's your favorite character?
Oh, it's got to be Jerome in the house. I say Jerome's in the house. Jerome. That's as far as I can go down.
My favorite character was the sensei. I can't remember. I can't remember his name. But the episode where he got beat up by his master, kind of like Timothy Thatcher didn't get beat up by his student, was my favorite episode. Let's hear some impressions of them. Marcus did that already. Do either of you have any bad habits? Manny, do you have any bad habits?
They're bad habits. If we know we have bad habits, we would stop them. We consider them bad.
I don't even know.
Do you have any bad habits?
Can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure I do.
Well, quite frankly,
a bad habit. I think I'm
cutting people off. Cutting people off. I don't know.
Well, I do have a bad habit, and it's a bad habit that I figured out this week at work.
They still working you in your depth.
Yeah.
They work you to death.
I realized this bad habit is very rude, and some of my other friends pointed out to me is that if I'm not interested into what you're saying to me, like if you're talking to me, I have a tendency just to walk away while you're still talking.
What?
Yeah.
That's just you're just a bad person.
That's dickhead moves.
Dude, I didn't realize it was happening because I was at the table and I was talking to one of my coworkers, and then another coworker came up that we both don't want to talk to, but he still keeps talking and talking and talking. And I guess he was talking to me, and at this point, I just walked away.
Oh, you're rude, man.
You're rude.
Yes,
you are rude.
I don't know where you don't get this for the show. This is how Eric is.
You're a real Robert Roode.
He's a Rick Rude.
Dude, I realize what I am, and I'm trying to get better. And thanks, Grunch Smurf, for Dragonfly Jones. That was his name.
So we resurrect you from your ghostly status, yet you still ghost people in real life.
Well, Manny, let's just say when I left to go get a sandwich that one time on your show, at least I came back. Sometimes I don't come back.
So I had someone do that to me once, but it was far worse. So when I was at Marks and Spencer, I was obviously a line manager, but then there's also a store manager. So they occasionally get you to walk the floor with them. And so this was a really bad shift where it was just me and then maybe 4 other staff, and he's trying to get me to do all this other shit. My man full on looked at me when I was telling him it's going to be a bad shift. We're gonna have to do the basics. Looked at me, turned away, and sighed in my presence. I was like, "No, I'm done." 6 weeks with that new store manager. I was out. I was like, "I'm done. I'm finished."
Now, I will return to this email. He's going to tell us his bad habit. I will point out this sounds gross, but I'm going to read it anyway. I have one, and that's ripping off skin from the soles of my feet. Ouch. Yeah. On to NXT. I'm ready for a program.
I thought there's going to be an explanation or something.
No, that's it.
Or how he's going to try to fix it. It just happens.
I'm ready for a program between Kushida and Johnny Gargano. Fun tag match opener. What in the blue hell was that finisher of Theories? I can't get behind a heel Tony. Damn Winter remix. Anyone who likes Winter is deranged. Oh, I'm saying it and I mean it. Went to get the groceries out the car and did a split. Had no idea I was that flexible. Looked like Simone Biles out there. But now my back is sore. Man, better your back being sore than your crotch being sore, because I've made an accidental split before. It does not feel good.
No, but Winter's
you don't even look remotely flexible. That looked like that would feel. I could feel your pain just from thinking about that.
Man, it was in my younger days. I still wasn't flexible either.
Last week, yeah, it was not like anything changed. The Winter's great. You just got to move to California. It's the same shit.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's
true.
The same shit. Oh no, it's 58 degrees outside.
But it's the reason why many people can't move to California markets, because it's hard to afford California out here. It's not the cheapest.
Yeah.
The cruiserweight group just isn't working for me. Decent vignettes and all, but overall, meh. Just deactivate the belt and have the main guy compete in the North American division.
The main guy's in the UK.
Wait, what are they talking about? Legado del Fantasma?
I think he's talking about Legado de Fantasma.
They're working for me, and they're not even the cruiserweight champion. We're clearly leading to Worlds Collide, where it's Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin.
Yeah, and I think Santos Escobar is going to keep the title. It's just easier.
It's
phonetically easier.
Is Shotzi supposed to be part wolf? What's with the howling? Is she howling?
She's been howling, yeah.
But she's just like a lost child.
Yeah.
Or the Lost Boys.
She's just, imagine the people with Peter Pan growing up and having to get a job. That's what Shotzi is.
No one will survive. Tomasa, you miserable bastard. Would have never thought that a few years ago that you'll be in my top 10. Manny, are there any wrestling memorabilia that you've wanted to get but didn't find or haven't gotten yet?
Ooh. I'm definitely making an effort because I keep trying to get it, but every time I do, I never have the money for it. Is the winged eagle belt?
Now, Manny, let me ask this question about you.
Greatest belt of all time.
Memorabilia. Are you more of a shoe collector or a wrestling artifact collector?
More of a shoe collector.
One or the other. How do you be one or the other? Maybe he collects rocks and minerals.
I think I'm more of a shoe person than wrestling memorabilia.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, Manny, like, if some Jordans that you've been trying to get become available and they cost the same as that wing tip championship belt, which one would you buy?
Well, there's only one pair of shoes that I'm left kind of like, it's like my holy grail is the shattered backboards Jordan 1s, which are black, orange, and white. And then they, as the people in the shoe game refer to the leather on that, buttery.
Now,
buttery?
Your shoe collection, it's all Jordans, right? Like, you're strictly Nike, or do you dib and dab into other?
I dib and dab, but it's mostly Jordans, and then like 4 or 5 pairs of Yeezys.
I'm glad you dib and dab because I have a question for you, sir.
How many? You have a Yeezy collection?
No, I was gonna ask him. What did he think of the new Yeezys? The eggshell space.
Oh, the ones that are supposed to be like slippers.
I don't know what they are. They look like they were made in the Stone Age.
No, I think it's like when you look at that stuff, it's like, what was Kanye thinking? Because like even
Money!
did you guys watch his interview with Joe Rogan?
No,
the 3-hour one.
I stopped listening to Kanye years ago.
The guy goes off on different like tangents so quickly, like us, but like he will just go off like how if Eric's not invested in a conversation, he'll walk away. Kanye will just full on go to different directions.
Yeah, Kanye he started talking about global warming when he was talking about a sandwich he ate earlier. Manny. It don't make sense, and I don't listen to Kanye no more.
Manny,
not his music or anything else. But
what's more disrespectful, walking away or changing the conversation to fit your own benefits?
Just walking away.
I feel walking away. You can be like, you at some point you can style that out, like, I had a call, or I wasn't really feeling that. But like fully changing the conversation to suit you is far more rude because you just can't be bothered anymore.
Well. It's the way you manipulate it. It's the way you manipulate that conversation. What are you talking about? This is stupid. I want to talk about something else. Let's do something else. Let's move this to a different direction. So what's the game you play to move that conversation?
Chris's email continues. He says, GYV, I hate wearing dress clothes, but if I ever was forced to start dressing up, I'm looking to those dudes for inspiration. Pete Dunne.
Those guys can dress.
They do. They're the type of suits I want to wear with the waistcoat and then like a pocket watch.
Yeah, but as a pleasantly plump male, that doesn't really work too well for us. It just
you can pull off the Josh Gibson, Eric. You just got to wear a bigger vest, and your clothes just be bigger, but you can pull off a Josh Gibson.
He says Pete Dunne's theme completely slaps. Please never change it, Vince. My question: we always say Vince is. I thought Vince had no control in NXT.
No, NXT he has no control over.
Yeah, so
or he stands back and watches because he doesn't give a shit. But Raw and SmackDown, if you come up, he'll take that shit.
Well, because it's more money. Hey, it's that one bald-headed black dude. Yes, yes, yes. Loomis as the new Bob Ross. I'm cool with it. Kyle. I heart when they do the no interruptions on matches. Makes them have more of a big feel to them. Back to fashion, Pete. Can you switch to Steiner's or Angles type slinglets, or as the hater would say, doublets? Eric and his damn Ericisms. Hey NXT, if you have a best of series between Dunn and O'Reilly, you'll have my vote. Brainbuster, dangerous. Finn is okay, but seems so forced these days. I'm 100 ready for Cal to start playing guitar on the NXT title. Let's go. Yes, new blood sport vignettes. How much weight has Zaya lost from crying and sweating? If Eric was still around, I'll take this opportunity to tell him he was wrong about Candice. She's a top all-around talent. I need to go listen to Thursday's show before tomorrow's show. See how many different takes we had. Until next time, I remain. I thought I had changed my tune on Candice LeRae. I mean, I find her more entertaining.
You like her
in
as a
vignettes than in matches, but I feel like she's a solid hand to have.
The one thing I got for the email, unless Manny want to chime in, I can go in a second.
No. I was going to just jump in and say she seems like the Natty to the women's division in NXT.
The mother of the women is like, I put you guys in a solid match.
Now, Marcus, I know you got a question, but I need to ask Manny a question because I look at the chat room real quick. Manny,
you go take I come up my spot. I put my corner on the table.
You did, but I'm jumping in. I noticed you say you don't really keep your boxes because they take up too much space. Do you stuff a pair of socks in your shoes, or do you have one of those shoe things to keep the what is that called? The top part of the shoe from being suppressed?
The whole thing is a shoe tree. I do put them in there.
Okay.
And the toe box.
This man love him some shoes. Go ahead, Marcus, with your question.
Nah, man, I'm done. The whole when people say, the whole Vince McMahon, I hope he don't change people and stuff like that. Do anybody have? I like the Eric's not listening to the question. Earphones and walk away.
I heard you, man. My earphones are loud.
Oh, how they say Vince McMahon don't change people, but I mean, no one gives him a good argument of why he shouldn't change people. Play on Vince's side. Even though I agree on some of the people like you shouldn't change that, but whatever. But NXT don't draw the viewers. It's not like they're winning on Wednesday. It's not like they're winning thing. You may like something, but he's not drawing viewers. His argument is, I want people to watch these people. How many views you get? 658,000. Well, shit, I can do what I want. They don't have a reason to, and the wrestling fans don't give them a reason to.
I think it's just very easy to blame Vince, and I'm curious when people start to sour on AEW, because it will happen, because every wrestling company gets soured on. Is who do they blame? In AEW, is it Cody? Is it the Young Bucks? Is it Omega? Or is it Tony Khan, who is soon to be a character on television? I mean, it's as we said.
Television. You gotta watch Impact. He's already on Impact.
Wrestling fans just can't be happy, man. They just can't be happy.
I feel like wrestling. Well, again, this is like always compared to Star Wars, in which how people were shitting on George Lucas back when the prequels came out.
This is Marcus's prophecy.
Oh yeah, I have a whole prophecy.
Manny, we can't see it. It's not coming.
Yeah, we can't see it, but it's a whole prophecy of the layout for the next year of AEW, and it involves Tony Khan becoming the character, and Cody and Todd against Omega and Callis, and we're gonna get that match. It's a whole thing. Mapped it all out. But it's the Vince McMahon thing is like George Lucas when he did the prequels. Everybody shitted on George Lucas for the prequels, and then when Disney bought them, now everybody's like, oh, they should do it the Lucas way and all that. I feel like we're going to get the same effect. It's the same effect in wrestling, I feel like.
Well, there was also a report this morning saying that USA Network's not happy with the ratings this week. and they want more edgier content now.
Yeah, but like they have Randy blew a man up in a firebox. Like, how much more edgier do you need?
He did try to commit murder.
Like in so many ways,
sex, Eric.
They want sex.
Shake them titties. Shake them titties.
I mean, that's what they want. Like, they want Marcus to bring back his strippers from the first episode of the Underground.
And
that was our first rating spike, I believe.
Woo, we did it. That was one of the worst episodes we've ever produced. Yep. But yet the highest views because it had one stupid gift. People
but
be horny, man.
Now you'll notice carefully. There is so much clickbait on this show.
Yeah, but
Tony Storm was the main reason for that show. It had nothing to do with clickbait.
How many views did you guys get on that show?
About 130, I think.
130, yeah. And we really don't see the spike in views until the weekend, to be honest. That's what things actually, because people have nothing better to do.
El Luchador says, "Great work, fellas. You made the pandemic wrestling more fun, and then it had any right to be."
I won't take all the credit for that, but yes, just having a discussion about pandemic wrestling is fun. Like people over, what is this?
The combo turns back to porn. Good to have you back, Eric. Oh, he clearly didn't watch the beginning where we summoned Eric.
But the whole pandemic wrestling era, I think we're gonna look back and realize there were a lot of good things about it. And, it's going to change things for the better.
Well, to be honest, next week when we release the footage of the quiz...
that's live. That's live, Manny. Don't tell anybody. It's live.
When I was writing that quiz, and I had to revisit a lot of this stuff, it was like, it wasn't all bad. Like...
No.
I could honestly say I think this year for me personally has been some of the most enjoyable wrestling because... for the first time, you got to focus on what was taking place in the ring. Like, although I missed the live audience, but watching these people actually do their craft in the ring and realizing the intricacies and stuff that it takes to really put off a match, and then let alone doing a match where you're not being fed off by any crowd energy. I mean, these people should be applauded. And I mean, that's in all the companies that are doing it right now. And then the creative ways of trying to create an atmosphere for their television shows. This is just really bad. All the comments about me. I don't even get why do I even deal with this? But if that got me more views than them, Marcus and Manny would still call shenanigans. Like, Eric, you have to resort to sex to get the ratings up. And I'll be like,
I believe you said that to Marcus when I did the Tony Storm thumbnail.
No, I didn't comment on the Tony Storm thing.
You did. You talked to me and said, Manny got that clickbait going.
Oh, yeah, it's because I think I had read Chris's comment.
You were in the middle of my point, and it seemed like you need to stop being distracted and finish your point.
No, I'm just saying overall, I thought this was like a really strong year for wrestling. I mean, we all had to adapt. We all had to overcome. I mean, I think wrestling did a better job at adapting to the hand that was being dealt to them compared to like the movie industry. The movie industry still hasn't figured out exactly what to do with their situation.
Works for me. HBO Max releasing all those movies. I'm all for that. I enjoy that shit. Also, am I gonna have to pay for Soul or is that free on Disney?
Marcus, no one knows.
If I gotta pay for it, I'm gonna be pissed.
Marcus, if I gotta pay for it,
watch my Wonder Woman and I'll be happy.
Marcus, I'm gonna treat it like I did Mulan. Wait 2 months.
Invite everybody over. Everybody pitching it down. Everybody pitching fine.
Gentlemen, I have a question for you guys because, I was thinking of maybe ripping off the Diz Man. Shout out to the Diz Man. And we could have a gentleman's discussion to go on while we were having a hiatus. But at the same time, a quiz show might take place during this hiatus. So I have a question for you guys.
Before you get to that question, we are floating around the idea of bringing that back.
Yeah, and I already talked to Jim's conversation is coming back, and probably will air January 9th because I've been talking to this man about it.
So with that being, let's have a little taste of what the gentleman's conversation is.
Oh, a taste. Damn,
with
you
the holiday
flip stuff?
With the holiday season occurring.
Did you see what I'm wearing, man?
With Marcus being Marcus, you're Santa. Marcus, what is one holiday wish that professional wrestling can grant for you to close out this year that would make Christmas so much more magical for a wrestling fan?
to close out this year?
Yeah, because it's 2020. You know, your 2020 wrestling Christmas wish.
Oh, let's see. You know, if I was more prepared, you should have sent a text or something. You know,
I like it on the spot, man. I like it on the spot.
Do you know?
So, all right, this is the wish I want. This is, guys. Santa Claus is present. You shouldn't be talking like that. Okay, you shouldn't be talking like that. Just say. I don't even know when Eric lost his hat. But anyway, one thing we could do, can we stop talking about decreasing ratings? I'm so sick of hearing about that shit. Or who's what demo, or whatnot, and who's in there. It's the most annoying conversation on the planet, whether ratings are up or down for any show. I don't care if AEW draw with Sting. I don't care if they drop viewers this week. I don't care if NXT did increase this week or last week. I'm just enjoying the fucking show. Just enjoy what you got. Shit.
So you want to take the business aspect and the money aspect out of professional wrestling?
Yeah, I want to take these fake ass keyboard bookers and these people who think that they own part of any of these shows, in which they care about who gets advertising money or whatnot. Just watch the show. If Raw sucked, it sucked. If AEW was great, it was great. But who cares about the business aspect of it? I don't care. Like,
go ahead, Manny.
I just have never cared about the 18 to 49 demographic ever. And I've never heard about it. I've never heard about it more since like AEW came around. I was like, I don't care.
Well, because unfortunately, and yes, this will be a shot at AEW. This is AEW trying to be relevant. And so they had to find something that they were beating WWE at, and that was this 18 to 49 demographic. I don't never hear Dancing with the Stars talk about, oh, we got the 18 to 49 graphic. Take that, The Voice.
But that's because so many people watch that, Eric.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like you don't hear The Voice taking shots at American Idol. You don't hear American Idol taking shots at The Voice and stuff like that. TV shows. Go ahead, Marcus.
Let me tell you what the 18 to 49 demographic is in general. It's the fact that if you have a little dick, you come up with that. It's the motion in the ocean. That's what it is. Wow. That's what that is. I had to put it in Eric terms.
That's not my term.
So what you're saying? Don't talk about the ratings. That's big dick energy. And then if you talk about the ratings, it's small dick enthusiasm.
No, you're talking about the demographics. It's really like, yeah, I did it.
And El Luchador points out that, to be fair, he said NXT only went live because of AEW, and I think that's partially true. I think for me personally, I would have been okay if NXT never went to the USA Network and stayed on the WWE Network and never competed with AEW, because I think by WWE competing with AEW, that gave AEW more credibility than it deserved. Because
I disagree with you.
Go ahead. Disagree with me.
I feel like since NXT's come to TV, whilst I guess some more eyes have come on it, I feel like we're getting better performers ready to go to Raw and SmackDown and then be buried. But like, I feel like we're getting a better television show now that it's on NXT, because Triple H knows what he wants. And whereas like NXT, when it was behind closed doors early on the network, it allowed them to experiment more.
But I see what you're saying. You're saying it from that way. But my reasoning for it is because if you take away NXT from Wednesday night, what would be AEW's claim to fame? Like their claim to fame is that we're beating NXT night after night in the 18 to 49 demographic, and that's what they hang their hat on the whole time. It's like, yes, we're beating a WWE product, knowing that if you put AEW Dynamite versus SmackDown, or even possibly Monday Night Raw, they couldn't even compete. And
go ahead, continue.
Stop doing that, Eddie. And no, you missed his bomb again.
I see it this time. You were the one talking. I was going like, oh.
For me, it's just like if you take away that comparison or that victory that AEW's always claimed, would they have that same trajectory that they have right now.
Would you say though they would have, if they did WWE didn't put the NXT on Wednesday, the viewers of AEW they would be in that million and then be competing close to Raw though, wouldn't they?
No, I don't think so.
I think they get the extra 200 bump.
I don't know because like if you look at it, they when Sting appeared, they didn't break 1 million, but like the week after they came close.
Yep.
And then this week they just dropped again. So it's like, what? People are flip flopping.
And then on top of this, now
I go back and still say I still don't care about this.
No, I know. And then let's just point out that AEW is about to really suffer a lot more because the NBA is back. So how many times are they going to be preempted?
Same audience.
I think they're preempted next week.
They might be. Yeah. So it's like, it's something going on. So Marcus, your holiday wish is just that everybody kept the business of professional wrestling.
Yeah, and then we had a discussion about business.
Yeah, but that's what we do. So Manny, what about you? What is your holiday wish?
Oh, my holiday wish. This is my holiday wish.
I don't know why I thought Eric hit that button, but I was like, oh, Manny's in charge of those buttons.
Manny, can you hit that other button?
Which other button?
You know the other button.
No, it's not. When he's prepared for it, it's not as funny.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Thank you. I would have walked away. I was at my door. I was going to walk away. But what was your wish again, Manny?
I think it's just that Billie Kay and like other people that we support get a bit more over, just to make me happy. I don't care about anyone else's well wishes.
And that's okay, Manny. We can we have Billie Kay. She does deserve better, but she's actually getting better right now.
Can I bring the conversation back to Vince McMahon for a quick second? This is brief, but you know how Manny's wish is to get more people over that we like, whether it's Cesaro, Billie Kay, or whoever, or whatnot. People always criticize Vince for he hasn't created a new star in 35 years. My whole argument, who else has created a star in 35 years or even before that? There hasn't been a star in wrestling in forever. So that's a stupid criticism. All right, this WWE don't know how to create stars no more. No one's created a star. There's no star in the business. There's no stars in wrestling.
I mean, to a certain extent, and this will tie into my wish that I wish, and this of course is WWE bias, but they did create a star. They created the women's division. They actually changed the perception of women wrestling, like
them or NXT.
NXT, WWE. It's probably started with NXT, but they carried it over to the main roster, where arguably last year in 2019, the biggest wrestler in WWE was Becky Lynch, a female wrestler, and to the point where AEW feel compelled that they have to have some type of women's division on their show, when they technically really don't have to, but they have to have something to compete. So saying that, what I wish WWE would do, and it's only for WWE, I wish that they can do what they did for the women's division to their tag division. I wish WWE would take the time and make their tag division as credible as they did the women's division, because they have so much talent on their roster. And if you put them into meaningful tag teams, not just makeshift tag teams to get whoever the current singles champion is over, but actually put them in tournaments and stuff, very similar to how they were doing it NXT and NXT UK when they have the tag division. Like Gallus, I know who Gallus is because they're the NXT UK tag team champions, and they are champions. GYV, they are established tag team. We need more established tag teams and more of a focus on that. Because when you think of WWE and their roster, the only two tag teams you come today is the New Day and then the Usos. Like, you could maybe argue the Hurt Business.
Street Profits, they're there.
Okay, I forgot about the Street Profits. Tag team. I forgot about the Street Profits.
Shinsuke and Cesaro have been together for a long time.
Yeah, but even to this day,
I'm just joking.
They still feel like a makeshift tag team. Like
they broke up Heavy Machinery.
Miz and Morrison.
For good reason, man.
Hey.
Ho. Manny, no, because Miz just has Morrison carrying his coat right now. Because
Simone and Puma.
whatever contract that Morrison signed, he don't have to wrestle as much as the Miz does.
They got Nia Jax and Shayna.
I mean, like, I just think that you can do so much more with the tag team division. I don't even oppose having a trios title in AEW.
No, there's too many tag matches. I can't take it anymore.
It's not only that; it's just like the rule. We talk about rules a lot, and the fact that Marcus has to go back on. He's first off at the beginning of this pandemic. He told me to forget about the rules in AEW, and then it was only like 2 weeks ago he had enough. And it is a case of like sometimes you just never know.
Well, I think for me, AEW and their tag division, it's just, I didn't realize how much that 10-second rule breaks tag team wrestling, but it breaks it so much. Like,
no, it's not even a 10-second rule, Eric. It's a non-existent rule. They created a 10-second rule, but don't even follow the 10-second rule.
I get what you're saying.
You barely even see the referee counting.
But it's
just for referees.
It's just the fundamental thing of them trying to be so different that they kind of ruined what made tag team wrestling is like. I didn't realize how much I liked the whole idea of the tag rope being into play, and then when the heel team doesn't use a tag rope, you really feel like they're doing something dirty. It's just like it's those little things that really tell the story in tag team wrestling, and that's what I miss about wrestling. Like, I enjoy the singles wrestling, but when we're gonna ever have a match where it's like the Hart Foundation versus the Rockers, or the Hart Foundation versus Legion of Doom, like established tag teams, like you knew these guys are going to be in a tag team forever. Like, you're not waiting for the Marty Jannetty swerve. Like with the Street Profits, we always talk about one day Montez is gonna turn on Angelo, but at the same time, would it be so bad if the Street Profits remain a tag team? Marcus, you're shaking your head.
It would be.
Oh wait, speaking of tag teams.
Oh, he's gonna do it before me. I was gonna do it. Go ahead, man. You're better at it.
Next week on Thursday, we have the DSPN Tag Team Classic.
On Christmas Eve.
1. On Christmas Eve. Part 1.
What the hell is that?
We recorded some stuff, Eric.
Oh, look at you guys.
All right. Can you put one of the Billie K screens up real quick? Because I'm going to disappear. I see at one point in the middle of this show, I ordered food via Postmates because I thought we were about to finish. And now it has arrived because we're 40 minutes past the time. It don't mean that. You guys continue the show. I'm just going to walk outside.
Wow.
I like how we did that.
I mean, we could have just... So, El Luchador said, we can't complain AEW tag team wrestling doesn't sell, but The Fiend doesn't sell. We see, El Luchador, this is where I would disagree with you, because I don't think The Fiend is a traditional wrestler. I think he's supposed to be a special attraction. I mean, how many years did The Undertaker not actually sell before he started selling? I mean, I think it was like a 10-year run where you can do anything to The Undertaker until it was time for him to fight. Or I think it was when Kane showed up. That's when he started feeling pain and stuff. Manny, would you agree with that?
What was the question?
He said that we can't complain about AEW tag team wrestling that doesn't sell. The Fiend doesn't sell. And I was like, I don't think the character of The Fiend sells.
Yeah, the character's not meant to sell. The character's meant to be like this big monster that can't be defeated. That's the point of the character.
But he says that wrestling is all over the place with the rules. And I guess that was his point that he was trying to make between The Fiend and AEW tag. Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think tag team wrestling, of all of the type of matches that you have, it's the one that benefits the most from rules. Like, rules in tag team wrestling have to exist, because if they don't, then it'll be like when Marcus and I play SmackDown versus Raw, and he switches to be the non-computer character. He goes and yank my tag team partner off of the ramp, beat his power down until nothing happens, and then next thing you know, you don't have to do anything else. I mean, it's.
But are we talking about rules in wrestling?
Yeah.
No, but El Luchador's comparing one person to an entire division, is what Chris said, which is correct.
But
Because like you notice everything in the AEW tag division is just like the only attraction really is the FTR match because that's a real tag match.
Yeah, I like certain matches we took it serious. Even though I'm getting only half of this conversation, but I like certain matches we took it serious. In which, let's say you have a Fiend character, who I believe that's what you guys are talking about, who is a supernatural figure. I don't take his matches as serious and literal as I would take a tag match for the tag team titles. Like, there's an adjustment in your mind, which, all right, we're in fantasy zone. But, however, I do hate when we're in a WWE match and the rules, and then, like, someone gets disqualified for something, and I go, what the fuck is that DQ for? I hate that the most. That grinds my gear. When, like, Bayley is teaming up with Sasha, and they're in a regular match, but Bayley somehow hits the other person. And then it's okay. Or the best example is Roman beating the shit out of Otis with the steel chair, where Otis never came back for revenge. Beat him with a steel steps for over, and then was able to tag into the match.
So
and no DQ.
My thing is the inconsistencies with refereeing. Is like sometimes there's a decision and like a referee from the back will come out and correct the other referee. Yet shenanigans happen all throughout wrestling. Yet there's only selective times where a referee from the back will come out and deal with it.
Or like with Charles Robinson this week, when he's threatening to suspend people. Yeah, you don't have that power. How you lying your ass off? Or at that one point, because they were zooming in so much, I thought Ziggler and Roode were going to just take him out.
Yeah, I thought they were going to.
The way they were building it up, it was just like, bah. Or maybe build it up to later, in which Charles Robinson's refereeing a Bianca Belair match. And then they're like, what?
He says he's just trying to say that wrestling is a world where many different things can exist at once. And I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But Luchador, I think the shot that people are taking at AEW is that every AEW tag match follows no structure unless FTR is in that match. So, like, there's absolutely no rules in these matches.
I think it's the, because in this, you guys, in wrestling and in TV movies, you guys suspend your disbelief. And in action movies or something, there's certain rules, there's unspoken rules in movies that everybody are kind of accustomed to or whatnot. And you kind of want some of those rules to be followed. Because all of a sudden, if I was watching Die Hard and all of a sudden John McClane all of a sudden can shoot fireballs out like Ryu from Street Fighter, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on this? And that's kind of what happens when something out of nowhere is like, oh, this is not the structure of what's supposed to be happening. Or if I'm saying, hey, Eric, we're going to do a cooking contest. All right, it's cool. You cook out like some great steak and everything, and I bring a picture of food. And someone's like, that's a nice picture of food. Like, no, that's not what we were doing here.
I feel 100% if we had a cook-off, Eric would win, just hands down.
I love the fact though that Marcus brought the picture of food. I'll be like, man, that's thinking outside the box. I made this move. I think,
but it's not within the rules of the guidelines of what we were doing.
I think the biggest problem I have with AEW is not the rules. It's something that Bully Ray has said in an interview, or might have been on Busted Open Radio a while back, where he says that the true art of professional wrestling is that you don't notice the referee because the referee is the third person in the match, but you're not supposed to notice them. However, in AEW, I notice the referee every second because they're not counting. They're not like, it's just, they are more involved in the match than what I would like them to be. I would like them to be like that dance partner that you don't know is there.
Can I tell you my favorite? Can I tell you my favorite moment of the week was a referee notice moment? I think it was in the Kyle O'Reilly Pete Dunne match, in which they were doing their submissions in reverse. It was like a choke. It was almost a pin. And then every now and then you see the referee slide his hand, see if it's under that shoulder. For some reason, I really enjoyed the shit out of that.
Because I remember
because he was like, is he under the shoulder? Nope. Is he under the shoulder? Nope. Okay.
Do you not remember when Darby Allin pinned Ricky Starks and his shoulder was at least 6 inches off the canvas?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Marcus, I can tell you why you enjoyed that part right there. Because that is a subtle nod that there's actually rules to this match that needs to be followed. Like, if this guy's shoulder is not up, I'm not supposed to count. So I need to ensure that it's one of those things where it's like it's telling you something without telling you directly.
Well,
It's a sport.
that's
what Japan does.
That's kind of like the WWE booking as well, where if that person doesn't kick out and the referee counts to 3, that's meant to be the finish. Where you've seen numerous times in AEW, the referee will pull their count.
Yeah.
Even though they're late to kick out.
Yeah, it's like, ugh. I don't know. They need to do something with that. But all right, so what was the Christmas wishes? Mine was Eric was tag teams.
Yours was keep the business out of it.
Keep the business out of it. Everybody stop talking about the business.
Oh wait, can I change mine? I'm changing mine.
No, Manny, you had Billie Kay needs to be better. You wasted your wish. It's like someone says you get one wish that could change the whole world, and instead of saying, "Can I have world peace or something?" Can I get this Big Mac and a Mac rib? Let me get
that KFC chicken sandwich. Oh, I could have did anything. I could have did anything. Hold on.
What is the sub point to it? I want Lana to be WWE Women's Champion because fuck all the internet fans. Yes. Fuck you.
Lana is getting better for whatever she's doing, and you know she's doing better than Miro. Yeah, I'm assuming it's a storyline. It's storyline. I mean, it's for the return to Charlotte.
But let me also point out,
who got them titties removed apparently.
Miro is also more entertaining on his Twitter. Talk about when the pin she did on Nia. It's like, oh, I talked a lot of that pin last night. It's like, yes, I wish you could do some of that in AEW because what you're doing in AEW, and I said it, him being paired with Penelope and Kip didn't work. It just didn't work for me.
Do you know what the annoying part about it is? He's saying he's enjoying it, and I don't think he really is.
Well, how do I say?
It's like JR saying he's enjoying it.
You have to
doing that, JR.
You have to say that you're enjoying it because you talk so much shit about your former employer, and when you realize it's like pretty much saying that, you know what? I really want to go over here because my house is fucked up. My house is fucked up. And then you finally leave and you go to your next door neighbor house and you be like, fuck, their house is more fucked up than my house. I want to get the fuck out of here, but you can't get away. That's what it's kind of like. It's like, I thought that I was going to a company where I can get more TV time and be put in better situations and I can maybe be myself. Now I'm over here and it's like, maybe it wasn't such a good idea of me being myself as much on TV. It's like, it's a balance that you have to follow. And that's the hard thing about AEW.
As they say, the grass isn't always as greener on the other side.
I mean, because it's going to be some people that will be happier. I'm assuming Nakamura is one of those people. Show up to work, get paid every day. Let me live my life. Compared to
weed every day.
Compared to somebody,
it's kind of what he does.
Compared to somebody who is not getting paid as much, but they have creative freedom where they feel more rejuvenated about having that creative freedom. Like,
right, here's my question. We already did our Christmas, our presents we would like for the holiday for wrestling. What is your prediction for the next year of wrestling? Since we're going to tell you, I may as well clip both of these, and we got more content just coming out. What is your prediction? And let's go with Manny. What do you see happening in 2021? I know. I looked at your eyes and saw that was a man that wasn't ready.
Predictions.
Just give one or two. What's your whatever? It can just be one. What's your big prediction?
It's not really a prediction. I think Big E, as much as people like to think, I think Big E will probably be in an Intercontinental Champion in 2021, have a decent run. I don't see him challenging for the Universal title, much to Paul Heyman's amazing Talking Smack interview last week.
Yeah, he really talked him up.
Yeah.
He sold me a Big E. I was like, shit, let me buy one of those.
I don't think Big E was even sold on it first. It was just like, damn, I could be.
Yeah. Like, he convinced Big E that you bigger than this, man. Just thinking of New Day as a footnote in a bigger career of Big E. And it's just like, damn, that hit me. That hits. Eric, what would you say is your big prediction?
I think I said it earlier on the show, but I think Jon Moxley returns to WWE
this year, next 2021.
Next year.
I'm not really sure where. I think he only signed a 2-year contract. I'm not.
It hasn't been 2 years though.
Yeah, this would be like towards. I don't know. For something tells me that he's not long for that company. Like, I just don't know. Like, cause like right now, I tell you this. Like, I would probably mark out so much if he showed up in the Rumble and he was the one that won the Rumble. I know, but I'm just saying, like, the way that Roman is built right now, the only person that can stop him would be somebody that was close to him. And that's where Steph comes into play. But if you take that dynamic of this person who was in the rival company and comes back, it puts a little bit more seasoning on that situation that makes it a little bit more exciting for me because, like, yeah, Seth can come back, but I don't want Seth to take the guy from the head of the table. That's not the guy I want to do it. Goldberg is the guy.
Can I broaden your prediction for next year just to help you out a little bit so you're not 100% wrong? Your prediction. By the way, Ben Carter had a vignette on NXT UK.
Damn right he did.
Your prediction is that someone significant from AEW will jump to WWE or jump back to WWE. Let me go with that prediction.
Mark, no, because there's only one person in AEW that I see significant, and that's Jon Moxley. So, like, anybody else jumping from AEW to WWE?
No. If Cody will say, I'm out.
Cody ain't leaving.
I think.
I mean, in general, I'm just saying.
I think the first person of, like, the inner AEW lot that might jump over without excluding Cody, because I think he's got too much involved in AEW. I think will be Hangman, because he just seems like an AEW guy. Like, I mean, a WWE type of person they would want. Because, like, in the Young Bucks book, they already said that they were interested, but they seemed like they were just trying to lure them all over so other people couldn't have them.
So, in their book, it seemed like Cody kind of wasn't sure if he wanted to do this or not.
I guess there is two.
Like, Cody had nothing to do with this.
There's two that I can see. Hangman is one of them, but I can also see Sammy Guevara doing the jump. I pray that Ortiz and Santana would jump, but I don't think they're gonna leave.
I feel so bad for them as well because, like, they've just become this bit part characters when they're a decent tag team.
And TNA was one of the things I watched when they were teamed with Conan. They were really good. And it's like I don't understand why being like Jericho's comic relief is so beneficial because, like, it's been 2 years of this Jericho stuff. We need to move on from this.
It's only been a year of some change, by the way.
I feel like it's been 2 years, man.
Nope.
It'll be a year and some change. It'll be 2 years in October.
But I think, Marcus, you're right. I think we will have people jump from AEW to WWE come back. I think that would be something that will happen.
Like I brought it. It's like FTR or, maybe, I don't know what Miro's life is like. Or, I'm not saying it's good or bad. But
Can somebody answer a question for me, though? I'm just curious because you know what? You remember how earlier this year when WWE released Zack Ryder and everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe WWE released Zack Ryder. Then all of a sudden, Matt Cardona showed up on AEW for 3 episodes and he ain't been back since?
He was on a 5 appearance deal.
Yeah. and so they didn't want to sign him for more than 5 appearances. So does that make WWE wrong?
On that case, he's wrong. But like I fully expected him to go to Impact over AEW.
Like his boy Kurt Hawkins?
Yeah, but Kurt Hawkins is doing something at least.
He is. I actually turned it on. It was like this guy. They using his real name. I was like, who is this guy? I was like, oh shit, that's Kurt Hawkins. Look at him go. Yeah.
All right. My prediction is it's not that much of a hot take. NXT will pass AEW in the ratings. Even though I don't want to talk ratings, but I feel like NXT will pass them.
How long?
I know what crate I live in. I know what size of a hippo I am. Okay?
Wait. Are we talking consecutively or just a one-off?
I mean, I was going one-off. Not saying. No, I think they're going to actually pull away the war and the quality of, I think the counterculture fan base that is the wrestling fan. This is what I'm banking on. It's going to say, even if AEW start doing good work, I don't know. I'm more of an NXT guy than an AEW guy. They have too much entertainment over there. I feel like that will happen. That movement will happen. Because I slowly see it happening right now. With even the JR comments, the Darby Allin comments, and people are kind of agreeing with JR. I can slowly see NXT taking that spot. And I can see also this Impact and AEW deal also backfiring, and Impact gains their viewers. But nothing else comes from this.
Eric, jump in on your wish as well. As he just mentioned JR. I think JR's moving back to WWE.
That would be a jump. That would be a jump.
I don't think it's a significant jump, but like
it's not. It's
like it only feels like he's fueling them to release him.
It's like an egg. It's like a boiling teapot. No, and it's just about to start screaming out on TV.
Manny, that's where I disagree with you. It's not a significant jump. I think it is, but I think it's not for an on-camera regular role. I think JR, when he does his interviews, when he does those segments, like the stuff that WWE produces for the network, like the narrations and the stories and stuff like that, that's where he comes in handy in those type of things. And I can see where he could be used very, well throughout that whole situation.
The JR podcast. Reliving the biz with JR.
My question though, Marcus, to piggyback on do you think that one of these shows, either Dynamite or NXT, leaves Wednesday nights coming next year?
I think with USA putting the pressure on WWE right now, I think it's more likely that NXT is the one that's going to be moving, because I don't see long run TNT moving Dynamite.
No, I don't think they care about NXT on USA. I think it's all about Raw. They're like, what the fuck? This is Monday Night Raw. It's like, yeah, I know. I honestly don't even, people come up with reports that USA is angry. I can still be in like,
that's another thing I would like to do in 2021. Not really read any of these reports. I don't care. I don't care. I wish people would stop giving so much credit to Dave Meltzer and his star ratings. Like, why do people say he gave this a 5-star match? Like, who made him the god of wrestling? Has he even had a real wrestling match?
The thing is, when he says it's a 5-star match, I will go, okay, if it's something I don't normally watch, like where if he gave something in New Japan like a 5 or a 6, I don't look at it and go, okay, that's bullshit. You gave it a 6-star match. It's more of a kind of thing of just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go check that out. Because
I think Marcus and I, we were having a conversation in the car, and
we weren't.
We were, and we said that Marcus said something that I thought was very, very articulate and very, spot on. He says that he feels that the journalism integrity in the wrestling community needs to improve. It needs to be less opinion and more reporting, because all it does is create division amongst everything. It's like when someone goes out and they report, oh, this person drew this many ratings, this person drew this. How about it'd be better if you wrote an article of what made this show so good and why people watched it?
No, the stories that I hate, this person has heat on them. Vince McMahon has given up on this person and all that. I'm just like, right away, when people watch them, yep, Vince McMahon has decided to push Peyton Royce because he's given up on Lacey Evans.
Can you imagine? Like can you actually imagine the meeting of that? Could you just imagine? I'm done with this guy.
That's another
any of these conversations.
I think that at the end of the day, wrestling fans, because they're so spur of the moment, like instantaneous, that no one holds any of these journalists accountable. When you read that article that WWE has given up on Otis, 6 weeks later, if Otis is still being pushed, no one goes out and call that guy out and be like, "Hey, I thought you said WWE was giving up on Otis."
They fired Jackson Riker, aka Gunner, like 3 weeks ago. The reports, only for him to show up again as Elias's bodyguard.
I'm okay with him being Elias' bodyguard.
They look the same.
The only kind of reports I kind of give any kind of credit to is, do you know the media calls that Triple H does and what they do on AEW after their pay-per-views? They're the only ones I really give an ounce of credit, but like even
because it's from the voice, it's from the horse's mouth, basically.
Yeah. Whereas because you can hear him say it, whereas like it's a lot of what happens in the UK in terms of like how they report football stories, where it comes to like the transfer deadlines and stuff like that. Their sources is always someone like a friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the NBA and free agency. It's like, yeah, we got something that's gonna happen right here and there,
I got
and it's
some
like,
just for you. James Harden is going to be a Los Angeles Laker on Tuesday. I know it. I talked to somebody, and it's like, what?
It
Who you
never
talk to?
happens.
And then Woj didn't say it.
Yeah, it's like it's like you have to have that credibility into the whole reporting and stuff like that. And I think that's what wrestling doesn't have. But I think Chris said he doesn't need some Bama telling it was a good match. I agree. I don't need someone to tell me if it was a good match or not. But as Manny pointed out, there's a lot of matches that I don't know. And so normally when someone says, oh man, that was a great match, I go and watch that match. If it lives up to my great expectation, who knows?
You know what wrestling needs? They need a Rotten Tomato. They need someone to, or a Yelp.
Maybe we should make that.
Like a Metacritic? Like a Metacritic for wrestling?
A Metacritic or Rotten Tomato or somewhere you can just put like a bunch of reviews in there. Like, oh, this is credibility, this is all that.
Like a Goodreads. Like for books.
Yeah, or even a Yelp for matches or some shit. So coming 2021, a Yelp for matches. From the show.
I mean, that's not bad. Like, because like someone would need to have a collective if like somebody wanted to research wrestling, like what are considered some of the best matches ever. And like Dave is the only voice people technically have. It's like it could work.
But they gotta upset. Oh, Dave said. What Dave say? All right, I'm gonna give it 100 too. That's 6. That's a 7-star match. You right? That Joey Janela versus Michael Nakazawa AEW Dark.
No, but the thing with Meltzer is he breaks his own rating scale, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, if you have a 5-star rating scale, like, saying something is a 6 match, it's whatever, and I've never paid for the Wrestling Observer, so I don't know if he breaks down or explains why this match was a 6-star match. Like,
I feel like they're just stars. All right, is it an actual article?
Yeah, but you have to pay for it.
I never paid.
Of him breaking down matches?
It's behind a paywall. It's behind a paywall. But it's just like when it comes to video games, I'm probably one of the few people that read the content of the video game review compared to everybody else. Like, well, this is an 80. That's a C+. That's an A. Like,
I hate that. I hate grades.
Like
numbers and shit.
I read the review and see if it's a game that I would enjoy playing.
I don't even do that anymore. I kind of just watch footage of it and then determine if it's a game I'm going to play.
So Manny, if you want to laugh at me, I had an opportunity before we started recording to buy myself an Xbox Series S, the new Xbox that's digital only.
Is that the white one, the smaller one?
Yeah. And I said no. It was only $299. But I was like, no, I don't need this.
Did anybody get their refund for Cyberpunk 2077?
No, it's only for digital and for the PS5.
Ah, those motherfuckers! I thought I'd get money back.
Like it's for that machine right back there, that barely gets turned on.
Eric lives at.
We're gonna rob this thing. Yeah.
Why you gotta rob me, man?
We come for because you gotta get somebody gotta take you down a peg, man.
Marcus,
somebody gotta take your money.
What up, Marcus? I invite you over here all the time to beat you in basketball. You can't beat me. That's why he went silent.
Because you get to play all the time, man.
I don't play at all, Marcus. I don't play at all.
You know all the cheat codes and shit. I know it.
He hates when I beat him, as you can tell. He hates
That's not a regulation. That's not a regulation PS5. I know that's a PS6.
But you get Marcus start talking about Monopoly. Oh shit, it's over.
Yeah. All right, I guess that's it. I got my food there. I'm covered in hair.
That's what she said.
You're not helping yourself. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Manny, I realize I'm not going to run away from what the subject thinks I am, but I know who I am as a person. That's the only thing that matters.
It's the way Vince McMahon is seen in the media.
What is Black Uno?
It's just Uno, right? I make kids cry in Uno. I don't give a fuck. You know I don't give a fuck. I was at Eric House and made a little girl cry on Uno. Killed her.
You know, Mark, we should record us playing all the old games like Connect 4 and stuff like that because
It could be the ABW of the YouTube. You need more wrestling, guys.
So that is the show. We hope you enjoyed this really long show. Normally the Eric does normally the longer show with the Sharpshooters Wrestling podcast, which it was.
You're welcome.
With just our branding.
Yeah, Eric, it's a safe show. But Eric, does this mean when we come back, you're gonna be back?
I'll be back sometime in January. Just don't know yet.
We should be back for Wrestle Kingdom and New Year's Evil.
Yeah, so the Untitled Mania Market Show will be back on the 7th of January to cover AEW and New Year's Evil. I believe they're doing New Year's Slam or whatever it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what they call it.
In the meantime, there will be the greatest wrestling quiz ever, which is going to be 2 parts because it was too big for one night.
Marcus, well, I guess because Marcus is no longer in his Santa outfit, shaking your belly is out of the question because Peter wants the OnlyFans free preview. I mean, at this point, if we haven't lost fans as it is,
here you go. I don't even have to.
No, Marcus, don't do this.
No.
Oh, man.
Manny, you really missed the opportunity. It was only one way to stop him.
He can't be stopped.
Yes, he can.
And the DSPN Tag Team Classic is also 2 episodes, so that should keep you tied down to while we're gone. I hope you enjoy it.
Amazing shows. You'll be shocked who won that tournament. I'm just saying. You're going to be shocked who won the quiz. You're going to be shocked about it all.
And in terms of the quiz, I do want to apologize for episode 2 of the quiz. The audio is not great, but I have made up for it with unnecessary editing.
Well, Marcus, who can play at this game, man? Who can play at this game?
Cletus.
I'm not going to get into this. Manny, please stop the show.
Hold on. Maybe you better stop the show.
No.
Someone feeling frisky. Someone is feeling frisky.
Manny.
I can't even see anyone, to be honest. I'm done.
Marcus, because he put something on the screen that really, thank God for Manny.
You have been watching the Untitled Mania Marcus show with Eric. From all of us at DSPN, we wish you a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. Peace.
Bye, guys.